project came about through an initial meeting with James Cartwright from Humberside Police. We were discussing an idea of how we could work with young people to deliver police messages, but sort of try and get them to take the information and relay it in a different way. So we thought the best way to go about this might be to see if we can work it into a workshop format and get them to produce some films. So the idea developed from there, whereby we thought we could get the young people to take some police messages, research into them and make a film out of it. You know, we thought that might be quite an interesting way for them to approach this project.
The talks in the early stages were extremely, I suppose exciting is the word that I'd use, but looked fairly impossible in terms of how we were going to try and deliver on it. We then started talking to and linking in with young people's support services, and that's where it really went up a gear. Working together between the three agencies gave us access to a raft of equipment that we don't have individually. It gave us access to a raft of services that we don't have individually as organisations. The knowledge on offer for the young people to tap into was absolutely second to none. Genuinely, any one of the three organisations could not have delivered this without the other two being in place.
The majority of the young people who attended the media course were young carers, which means that they have a caring responsibility for somebody in their household who has a long-term unsolved disability. For this group of young people, obviously socialising with peers is difficult because they go home and then they have to do housework, give medication and just generally sort of do household tasks and look after the person with the illness or disability. So for them to come to a course like this gives them time out, and they also get to learn new skills.
We hope to engage with young people in a whole new way. We hope to simply bring them on board with projects like this, get their perspective on problems that are rife, not just throughout North East Lincolnshire, but in some cases nationally. And to be able to produce something from their point of view to help educate other peers.
I wanted to come along to the workshops because I thought it'd be interesting to meet new people and get involved in media course.
I wanted to come to these workshops to give me something constructive to do and hopefully give me some skills and allow me to actually meet people and do something constructive with my time.
I thought it would be a new experience for me because I've never done anything like this before, so I thought, why not come along and give it a try?
I wanted to come because, well, I saw it and it said like a media project and I thought it looked quite cool, so I thought I'd come check it out.
The media side of things was decided upon because it gives them the opportunity to get their hands on some really, really exciting equipment, gets them to really think about the sorts of things that they probably see on the news, on the telly every night, gives them an opportunity to do something they might not ordinarily have thought of doing.
They're going to achieve a 20-hour PHSE ASDAN award regarding drugs and alcohol work. They'll also get a 30-hour ASDAN award around expressive arts, which is around the camera work and sort of the acting sort of side of it. ASDAN is a recognised award that employees, employers, college and other establishments recognise as like a national award.
The final outcome of the project was that we wanted the young people to produce films using the messages that were delivered to them in the workshops. And in order to do this, we really needed to strip back the process right down to the bare bones of sort of doing a bit of research into existing programmes and adverts that were out there already. So in the first week we spent a bit of time looking at existing adverts that had already been produced by the Home Office, you know, to do with drink driving, going out on nights out, binge drinking, that kind of thing. And we got the young people to look at these adverts and discuss what they thought was good about them, why they were effective, and how they could use these messages into their own project.
It was quite good to get some ideas about what's already out there and what you can make new.
We've been doing research about alcohol, which types of alcohol they are, and how much alcohol is actually in the drink, and what types of drinks are there.
It was fun working with the Humberside Police because we got to find out different facts about the alcohol related towards the police and the ambulance, and how much it affects the government as well. And we found out how many alcohol affects people and how many injuries it can cause your body.
to get the young people used to working with the cameras and things like that, we wanted to come up with quite a fun exercise for them to get involved in. So we developed an idea of getting them to produce films that had to be planned, shot and edited all in one take, all in the camera, so that they could get the real feel for storyboarding, planning their stories, and actually how important it is to lay their shots out and do it all in camera. And this was an exercise that went down really well, I think, and the young people produced a film each on that. Bizarrely, both about fairies, which was quite strange, but you know, that's, you know, if you give them the free rein to do what they want, that's the kind of thing that comes out.
I really like it, it's cool. We get to do stuff instead of just told what to do.
I've had loads of fun doing this, actually. I didn't think I'd have as much fun as what I've had. Like, I thought, I don't know what I actually expected from this, but it wasn't like it was. I don't think this is what I expected.
I've learned how to edit a film, how to use a camera.
I've learned how to work the camera and work the mic and how to perform on the stage.
Being the director, I got to tell people what to do and tell the camera people when to stop and start the film.
I feel like I've learned how to work the camera and how to do things like film and how to set everything up.
The young carers, because they don't mix with their peer groups, they've learned how to sort of communicate better. They've come out of their shells, they've got a lot more interactive, they've also started to think more about what they'd like to do when they leave school, and they've just generally gained more confidence and self-esteem.
As we went on with the workshops, it was just fantastic to see them sort of loosen up a bit, and you know, friendships started forming, and they got on very well with us as mentors and Humberside Police as well. It was a fantastic sort of partnership that we was all working together. It was really great.
Over the course of the following weeks, we split the sessions up into a bit of practical exercise on how to do things like interviews and how to various other sort of techniques that they might need to use for their filming. And alongside that, we had guests coming into the workshops. It's all coming in to sort of deliver a talk to the young people about alcohol and the dangers that they might face.
They were able to get the information firsthand from people doing the job on a day-to-day basis, from alcoholics, from casualty reduction officers who have picked up the pieces literally when someone has had too much to drink and it's all gone very wrong. They were able to use all of that information, which I hasten to add was delivered to them in a very interactive way.
And what was brilliant about this was that the young people could then use their skills in things like interviewing immediately, and they got to interact with the guests, sit them down for a proper interview, and get to use their skills straight away. And I think that was really effective in developing their confidence and, you know, their communication skills with these people. It was a really important step for them.
They've learnt to communicate better, they've learnt to work as a team, and they've got those sort of transferable skills really. They've learnt to interview people, and even if they never interview another person, they're going to be able to use some of those skills when they're interviewed for jobs.
Throughout the time of this workshop, I feel like I've grown in confidence because I now know how to do things with media now, so I know how to do it properly in the future.
I really enjoyed learning about media, and it's given me something to think about for the future and something I could hopefully go into.
I think I've definitely got a lot more confident in this. On the first week I kind of walked in, I thought, all these people, and then I just kind of got to know them all, and I've realised it's not so bad. That the people are not as bad as what I first thought there was.
I'm hoping that young people are going to go on to different levels of media, they're going to take a bigger part, and as far as this group are concerned, you know, what I'd ideally like to see in the future is them starting to mentor other young people who are going to come through the project.
think the films were really fantastic. I mean, both films had their own sort of individuality. The first film that the group that I was working with produced was a really hard-hitting sort of. It looked at the dangers of alcohol and how it can destroy lives. I mean, there's a lot of people at Harbour Place Daycare Centre in Grimsby that were very open to speak about such a subject.
The other group were making their film about drink driving. They wanted to sort of show the what you can expect to happen if you get pulled over at the side of the road. So they did lots of sort of tests. It was quite a light film. You know, they were using the breathalyzer, they were using the beer goggles that the police brought along, and doing various tests like sobriety type tests that the police might carry out on a drink driver.
The quality of the videos was absolutely brilliant. The content of the videos was absolutely spot on. We're really looking forward to being able to launch the videos properly and get them onto the police and partnership websites in order to set the wheels in motion for them to do what we intended them to, just make people stop and think.
I thought the final films were brilliant. You know, they'd had a full input as well, so it wasn't a shock to them to see the sort of finished product either. Because sometimes when people ask young people their opinions, the finished product is often not what they interpreted it to be. And for the young people, it was everything that they expected it to be, and they were absolutely fantastic.
What's next for the project? Well, it's simple, really. Yeah, I'd like to think that we can roll it out certainly into other areas of North East Lincolnshire, find a whole new audience and a whole new group of people and a whole new age group to work with. Maybe try and use it to make a difference with young offenders, get them thinking about how their actions could affect later life. World domination, I think, would be a good course of action to get people thinking about what they're doing.